Well, ladies and gentlemen, as society starts to slowly but surely remember that thing called common sense, yeah, I know, it took long enough, we still have a long way to go, but even with the small movement we've made back to normality, the woke activists, what are they doing? They're doing what they do best: whining, crying, screaming, complaining. It's all they do, and let's be honest, man, they're really good at it. You got to give them some credit for that one, but they simply cannot believe that more and more people are starting to reject this woke nonsense, especially when it comes to women's sports. And in this episode today, we're going to be taking a look at an Australian trans athlete, Hannah Mouncey, who is now scared that they could be banned from the Olympics despite representing Australia for 8 years. Oh no, the horror. As I said, man, whining, crying, screaming, complaining, it's all they do. And this is now making the rounds on X, so much so that even people like JK Rowling have commented on this, and boy, she went off. I just love the fact now that people can openly call this out with no Fs given, and as we know, JK Rowling, she certainly does that, which is why she's been mentioned a lot on the channel recently. She has been wrecking woke insanity. Now, before we get into this one and check out what is going down, if you could, as always, make sure to leave a like rating, as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 100k. I believe we're like 8,900 away, which is just crazy to me. If we could hit 100k before the end of this year, that would be insane. It's a big ask, but I think we can do it. So all your support on every single video really does help us reach that target. You know, all the likes, comments, shares, the more you guys do that, the more a video gets pushed out further into the algorithm, which means ultimately more subscribers. But enough of all of that. Now that's out of the way, let's get into today's video and check out a trans athlete playing the victim. We've never, ever seen that one before, have we? No. Something new on this channel. So the Daily Mail have kindly gone ahead and reported why transgender athlete believes he will be banned from the Olympics despite representing Australia for 8 years. My heart does really go out to you. It's very touching. You know, the tears are just rolling down my face. I can't believe this would happen. Shouldn't be competing with women in the very first place, so don't know why you're complaining. A transgender athlete blocked from playing AFLW is now fearing a fresh ban that would stop him from representing Australia at the LA Olympics. In 2017, transgender footballer Hannah Mouncey was ruled ineligible for the AFL women's draft under the league's gender diversity policy, which assessed physical attributes such as strength, stamina, and physique. Wow, some common sense there. Never thought I'd see that. The AFL said his inclusion could have an unreasonable physical advantage over other players, a decision that drew criticism from advocates who argued it was discriminatory. Shut up. Mouncey, who had previously represented Australia in men's handball, was later allowed to play in state-level women's competitions, including the VFLW. Now the 35-year-old has returned to his first love. What is the language being used here? His first love? Shut up. But he's now playing handball for Australia with a view to represent his country at the LA Olympics. Mouncey made his debut for Australia's women's national handball team in late 2018, competing at the Asian Women's Handball Championship in November. And boy, oh boy, I can't even believe the image I have just seen. Look at this dude. Nah, I'm sorry. Are you taking the... What is this? Left is right, up is down, common sense in that picture is hard to find. He remains an integral part of the Australian women's handball team, which hopes to qualify for the LA Olympics in 2028 and then gain automatic qualification for the Brisbane 2032 games. However, Mouncey doesn't expect his dream to come true. Man. So heartbreaking. Expecting rising anti-transgender athlete sentiment to slam the door shut on him. Anti-transgender athlete sentiment. You mean common sense? You mean people saying men shouldn't be competing against and with women? Right. It's always truth, reality, common sense that these people label as hateful, mean, it's bigotry, it's anti-transgender athlete sentiment. Get a grip. I expect to be banned by the end of the year, if I am honest. He told us at podcast. Well, if we're talking about honesty, I think I should be honest as well. You shouldn't be competing with women. But that truth hurts a lot of people's feelings. It seems like that is where they are going at the moment. They are looking probably at a ban across the board, and not just for trans athletes, but intersex athletes. They will be forced to compete in the men's competition. As they should be. Again, you lot ain't being banned from sports, man. You're just being required now to compete in the category you should have been competing in the very first place. But of course, these people like to run with the narrative of, oh, we're being banned from sports. No, you ain't. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
And this picture right here is just laughable, man. Look at that. But enough of that article, man. Let's check out what J.K. Rowling said on social media. Now, she responded to another article that was talking about this, and she says, man fears he won't be allowed to cheat his way to the Olympics by playing against women. Man says anti-cheat sentiment is being weaponized against men like him who cheat. Read more here about why the cheating man is sad and why the women he might injure just don't matter. Yeah, of course, it's always this dude's feelings. They matter more than anybody else's. They matter more than common sense, safety and fairness within sports, and everybody must cater towards them. Now somebody responds to J.K. Rowling, and they, he, she, ze says, well, I've come to the idea that women's Olympic sports should only include cis females. What? The way you talk about it here is really quite loathsome. If the athlete ID'd as transgender simply for competitive gain, then that would indeed be cheating, but there is no indication that this is the case. People love to make excuses, don't they? But she says, you're quite right, I apologize, a lot of cheating men started with cross-dressing fetishes and proceeded from there. While neither of us can say whether this was the case for Hannah Mouncey, I should have made that clear. Yeah, for a lot of men, this is a fetish, and this liberal society for so long allowed these dudes to take the with that. Do you know what's hilarious to see? Some of the images people are posting on X in response to this whole story. Look, look at this, man. Somebody says, what man? I don't see a man. No. Not at all. It's actually insane when you sit here and just look at that, man. What is going on? Now, this trans athlete has actually been in the news before for a completely different story once again. They are whining, crying, screaming, complaining, and it's just as insane. As you can see, Hazel Appleyard posts on X, a man acting all hysterical because women don't want to shower with him should not be considered news. Yes, this was news in 2019. As you can see, the headline says, transgender player vents fury after being dropped from Australia's women handball team because teammates didn't want to get changed and shower with him. Wow, you're telling me women didn't want to get changed and shower with this, I don't even know what to say, but with this huge dude? I couldn't see that one coming. No. And again, people sharing more images. I've never seen a picture of Hannah Mouncey that didn't make me convinced he was just taking the piss. Yeah. Oh boy, it just blows your mind to see those images, it really does. But that is the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. Leave your thoughts down below about everything discussed in this video. What are your thoughts on what J.K. Rowling said? I would like to know. Once again, if you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your very mean, hateful, controversial host, JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.